welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Friday, August 16th, 2024. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. Yesterday was one of the longest practices of the preseason for the 49ers, and there were 13 players who did not participate, either due to contract disputes or injury. Mitch Wishnowsky, Ricky Pearsall, Isaac Yiadom, Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, Isaac Guerrero, Patrick Taylor Jr., John Feliciano, Ben Barch, Kalia Davis, Ambry Thomas, Brandon Ayuk, and Trent Williams. Whew. Kyle Shanahan did say in an interview on KNBR that they hope to get Ricky Pearsall back next week. They're trying to protect him from himself because he always wants to play regardless of how banged up he is, and they don't want him to have a setback. In terms of the practice itself, Brock Purdy was particularly sharp. Debo and Kittle as well. Jacob Cowing actually reportedly had a nice day, including a very nice block that got George Kittle excited, and you know that's going to get Kyle Shanahan excited too. Jake Tongues flashed as a backup tight end, and maybe he can win that position battle. Now, let's go to the audio portion of today's show. Kyle Shanahan on KNBR had no Brandon Ayuk update whatsoever. He said nothing has changed. But what about Trent Williams, Kyle?
We're having a lot of discussions with his agent. Trent's not here right now, obviously not at camp. I believe he's in Houston, but I'm not sure. But we're talking with his agent a lot, and hopefully we can figure it out. As I've said the whole time, I am optimistic we will. But of course, the sooner the better.
That's exciting, I guess. Let's keep that energy going. Tell me about week 2 against the Saints. Are we going to see the starters actually play in this game?
I'd like to get the starters in the game just a little bit, not much, but depending on their health and how they feel after these practices, I'd like to get most of them in there. Maybe a series or two. I usually play them more in the third game, but I like them at least started. And after that, just evaluating, giving these guys a chance to make our team where it's all close. And we got a bunch of close positions. Battling for those last few guys and also getting guys ready for all the situations that they're going to face on Monday night versus the Jets.
One of the guys I'm most excited to see again is Malik Mustafa. We know he flashed in week 1 against the Titans. Kyle, what do you think of Mustafa so far?
He was obviously a hitter. But you can go out there and go for big hits, and you can be a huge liability to the defense too. So the coolest thing about practice, where you can't really hit your own guys or unload on them and stuff, and we don't take guys to the ground, was really watching him with that part not totally in his game, just watching how he's adjusted all our coverages, our formations. I think he's been real good in pass coverage. I think he's been a smart player out there in practice, and then it was kind of cool to get in the game. So, we could see some of those hits and flashes that we saw a lot of in college. So been real excited about him so far.
That's about as glowing a review from Kyle Shanahan as you are going to get. Keep it up, Rook. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Friday. David Lombardi took a deep dive on Brock Purdy, all about before he got to the National Football League. It's about 3,500 words, but it's positive because David Lombardi wrote it. So if you want a little positive vibes in your life, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch, Brick by Brick has come back. If you're unfamiliar, that's a video the 49ers put together every week detailing what's happening with the team. This one was all about sort of restarting the team, of course, now that the off-season training camp is fully underway. Again, link description episode. One thing you may have missed, Deommodore Lenoir sat down with Richard Sherman, had a very interesting story, let's say, about the Super Bowl. More importantly, something he wanted to do in the Super Bowl that he told Steve Wilks about that apparently never made it back to Kyle Shanahan and could have made a difference in the game. If you want to find out what that is, again, I put the link in the description of this episode. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network wherever you get your audio podcasts. Leave us a 5-star rating and review if you've gotten any value out of this show whatsoever. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Click the bell so you get notified when we go live. Like we will later today, Michelle Majuk and I will take a look at some season totals for individual 49ers players. Hopefully help you make a little money. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Enjoy your Friday, everybody. We'll talk later today.